Welcome back, everyone. Let me ask you a question today. When was the last time you were truly alone? Before you answer, think about it carefully. Most people would say, "Oh, I was alone just last night. I was sitting on my couch, watching a movie, or scrolling through reels in my room." But were you actually alone? Or was your mind filled with the opinions, the noise, and the lives of thousands of strangers, all flowing through a 6-inch glass screen? In today's fast-paced world, especially across the UK, the US, and modern societies everywhere, we have almost forgotten what true solitude really means. We mistake isolation for solitude. We mistake distraction for peace. Today, we are going to explore one of the greatest keys to human peace. The power and importance of true solitude. We will discover why being genuinely alone with yourself is one of the greatest blessings a human being can experience, if only we truly understand what solitude really is. So, what is true solitude? Let's define it clearly. True solitude is not sitting alone in an empty room while watching Netflix. It is not lying in bed while listening to a podcast, or endlessly scrolling through social media. Solitude, in its purest and highest sense, begins when your 5 senses, your physical actions, and your active mind have nothing left to consume, nothing left to chase, and nothing left to react to. It is a state where your eyes are no longer consuming endless visuals, your ears are no longer processing constant noise, news, or entertainment, your hands are no longer busy tapping a screen, and most importantly, your mind is no longer running after an object in the outer world. When you shut down the endless stream of information, you create a space of pure stillness. Why is this so difficult for us today? Because modern society has trained us to fear stillness. We have become so addicted to constant stimulation that even a few moments of silence can feel uncomfortable. But the truth is this: solitude is not the absence of energy. It is the presence of your true self. But silence alone is not the destination. Silence simply creates the space where we can rediscover our true inner center. When the noise of the outside world begins to fade, something far deeper starts to reveal itself. It is within this stillness that we become capable of recognizing the divine presence that has always existed within us. And this is where the real journey of solitude truly begins. Now, let's understand why sitting in complete silence feels so terrifying at first. It all comes down to one fundamental quality of the human mind. The mind craves its comfort zone. It is naturally wired to seek familiarity, predictability, and ease. The moment you pull the mind out of its comfort zone, even for a single minute, it begins to squirm. It becomes restless. It grows anxious. It starts searching for something to hold on to. That is why you can never permanently force the mind to exist without a comfort zone. If you try to suppress it, it will resist. And the harder you fight it, the more miserable you become. So, what is the real secret? You do not destroy the comfort zone. You simply change its location. Right now, your mind's comfort zone exists in the external world. It finds comfort in sensory pleasures, money, status, digital notifications, endless entertainment, and the approval of other people. But all of these things are constantly changing. They give you temporary excitement, followed by long periods of anxiety, attachment, and fear. The real breakthrough happens when you consciously shift your mind's comfort zone from the outside world to the divine center within. Instead of allowing the mind to wander endlessly outward, you gently guide it inward, toward the core of divine consciousness, toward God, toward the infinite presence, toward your own true self. And this changes everything. Once your mind establishes its new comfort zone within that divine center, an extraordinary transformation begins to unfold. Your endless desires slowly begin to dissolve. Your constant fear of losing people, possessions, or status starts to disappear. The grief that once weighed heavily upon your heart begins to fade. The anxiety that once controlled your life gradually loses its power over you. Instead of feeling empty, you begin to feel complete. Instead of constantly searching, you begin to experience. Instead of chasing happiness, you begin to live in peace. The restless mind finally discovers its true and permanent home. When the mind makes this shift, a profound awakening takes place. You suddenly realize, everything I spent my life searching for outside was already within me all along. For years, we live in ignorance. We believe happiness exists in the next promotion, a bigger house, a better car, more money, or the approval of other people. But once we finally acquire those things, how long does the happiness remain? A day, a week, a month. Soon, the excitement fades, and the mind starts chasing the next achievement. The next possession, the next success, the next source of validation. This is the endless cycle of external happiness. It is temporary, it is conditional, it depends entirely on circumstances that are constantly changing. But the peace you discover when your mind rests in its own divine center is eternal. It never changes, it never abandons you, it never depends on success, wealth, or the opinions of other people. Once a person truly tastes this divine inner peace, nothing in the external world can truly break them. They move through life with quiet confidence, with unwavering clarity, and with an unshakable inner joy. Now, compare that life with the way most people are living today. Wake up early, rush through the morning, fight through traffic, spend 8, 9, or even 10 hours at work, come home exhausted, eat dinner while staring at a television or scrolling through a phone, go to sleep, wake up, and repeat the same routine all over again. Day after day, week after week, year after year, this has become the reality for millions of people. But pause for just a moment and ask yourself one honest question. Is this really what human life was meant to be? Were we created simply to earn money, pay bills, meet deadlines, grow old, and eventually die? Surely, there must be something more. If the divine has given us this extraordinary gift called life, it cannot be only for survival. It must also be for awakening, for discovering who we truly are, for experiencing the conscious presence that exists behind all of creation. The tragedy is not that people work hard. Work itself is not the problem. The real tragedy is that most people never make time to meet themselves. Their entire attention remains fixed on the outside world, while the greatest treasure continues to wait silently within. When you never pause, you never observe. When you never observe, you never understand. And when you never understand yourself, you spend your entire life searching for something you already possess. So, how do we begin this journey? How do we shift the mind from the outside world to the divine center within? The answer does not lie in doing something extraordinary. It begins with a few simple, consistent, daily habits. The first habit is the 20-minute silent morning. Before you touch your phone, before you check your emails, before you turn on the television, or begin scrolling through social media, sit in complete silence for 20 minutes. No music, no podcasts, no books, no notifications. Simply observe your breath. Do not fight your thoughts. Do not chase them. Simply watch them come and go. Little by little, the restless mind begins to settle. And in that silence, you slowly begin to reconnect with your true inner home. The second habit is to spend time in nature without devices. Take a walk through a park, a forest, or beside a quiet lake. Leave your headphones behind. Keep your phone in your pocket. Allow yourself to hear the wind, the birds, the rustling leaves, and the silence between the sounds. Nature has an extraordinary way of calming the mind, because nature itself lives in perfect harmony. The third habit is to create a daily stillness window. Set aside just 15 minutes. Every evening, find a quiet place, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and gently bring your attention away from the busy world outside to the peaceful space within. Do not try to force silence. Allow silence to arise naturally. Day by day, your mind will begin to recognize this inner stillness as its true home. And when that happens, solitude will no longer feel uncomfortable. It will become your greatest source of strength. Remember this: solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. Stop allowing your mind to spend its entire life running after the temporary comfort zones of the outer world. Bring it back home. Establish your mind in the divine center within you. And watch how fear, anxiety, restlessness, and endless desire gradually surrender to lasting peace. Take some time out for yourself today. Step away from the noise. Reconnect with your inner spirit. Experience the stillness that has been waiting for you all along. Because everything you have been searching for has never been outside you. It has always been within you. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who may need a little more peace in their life today. And if you would like to explore more timeless wisdom on spirituality, self-realization, and inner transformation, consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on this journey. Until next time, stay peaceful, stay mindful, and embrace the power of true solitude.